All right. How you guys doing? Checking my mic. All right. Hello, hello. I take it it's working on Twitch. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second. Looks like they have my title wrong on Facebook. Oh well. Happens sometimes. Let's see. Hey, what's up, me? Sharing this here and there. Let's see. Share to the page. Bam. All right. So chat is being strange today. It's not working on my embed. Yeah, it's not working on embed. It's just, but I can see chat, so that's fine. So that part's working. Okay. I'm gonna close these things down so I don't eat up too much bandwidth. Okay, so this is a character, a hilarious character that Scruffy Shenanigans posted today. I just thought it was hilarious and looked pretty challenging with the way the chin and the mouth is built with these kind of jowls on the sides. So I wanted to see if I could pull it off. Yeah, a little bit of a challenge. Hey, what's up, Neil? So Neil, this is from Scruffy Shenanigans on Instagram. I don't know his real name, but he loves it when people sculpt his designs. His designs are very interesting because he has a sense of three dimensions when he does his designs, but they're very flat. Like he doesn't do shading typically, other than like tinting, like the nose and the ears and stuff like that. But he doesn't describe the forms with shadows. But the forms are very much in 3D space, which is crazy. So, hey, what's up, Winston? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll just get started on this old feller. He makes me laugh. And the reason I'm wearing headphones today is because I want to monitor my voice and listen to music at the same time. So please let me know if you can hear this. Okay. I don't want to play music for you guys, but I want to listen to it myself. Just to break up the silence a little bit. Hey, what's up, Slug? How you doing? Okay. Hey, Tenchi. All right. Sounds good? Okay, awesome. All right. Let's get going on this feller. So, oh, Dom Scruffy. Yep. Thank you very much, Neil. Yeah, it's Dark Knight. It's blocking out with primitive shapes is good for blocking out anything. Whether it doesn't matter if it's props or characters or anything. It's just the idea behind it is to get the big shapes and forms first and stay away from the details. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So yeah, definitely. Hey, what's up, Carlos? How you doing? And it's really good for um, even if you're going to be doing realistic characters, you can still block out with primitive shapes. It's not just a stylized character thing. It's just blocking out characters or block. It's like I kind of equate it to making music or writing a book or something like that. You need an outline first, or you need, just kind of drum and bass first, or just high end ideas. And that's kind of what blocking out with primitives is. It's like getting the larger shapes in there so you can work with it. It's like giving yourself something to work with first is the idea. Your fox? Oh, okay. Ah, good to hear that you're getting it going. Okay, let's see. Oh, nice. Awesome. That's fun, Big Bat. Okay, I'm going to delete. I just subdivide it once. I just want some more geometry for this guy. Okay. Let's turn off spotlight. I'm listening to a little bit of Beck today, if you guys know who Beck is. Love his stuff. Okay. I can't play it during the stream because it's copyrighted, so. Yeah, easy. Yeah, for sure. So I have several students in there that have come from the realistic world and they want to learn how to do stylized characters. And then I have a bunch of students that started off learning stylized characters and found out that they would rather do more realistic characters and have moved on into the realistic character realm. So it's not specific, you know. It's all part of the same world, in my opinion. Okay, I'm just gonna get his neck in there. I love how his neck is like a vulture. It's just like so and it's like so tied off with his collar. It's so squoze, and then all of a sudden it just like puffs out into wrinkles. Really funny. Crudo Miniatures, first time catching live. Want to say that I love your work. Thank you very much. Disney Infinity really blew my mind in the first time I saw them. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it. Okay. So I'm not going to block out this guy into... typically I'll use two spheres, one for the top of the cranium and one for the lower jaw. But since it's just kind of so crowded together, I'm just going to use one. Whoops. Don't show your gizmo when you're adding new shapes. Reset the gizmo though. There we go. Hey Andreas, how you doing? Is everybody doing okay during the crazy times? Hopefully you're staying safe, staying indoors. And taking the time to learn new skills. That's always a fun thing to do when you have nothing to do. I've been learning some new stuff myself. Don't show your gizmo. Okay, sorry, I need to change what I'm listening to here. It's not. I love Beck's stuff, but it can go off in some strange directions. Okay. I'm gonna listen to some BT. All right. Organizing lockdown parties? How do you like that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Maybe digital lockdown parties, like so. I'm a confessed huge D&D geek, and I play a lot of RPG games and with my friends. But we always, here that we're doing lockdown, we're doing it online, right? So we've been using. If you guys are D&D nerds, this is super cool discovery that we found is a bot. I can never remember the name of it. Hold on a second. It is called Avrae, so AVRAE, and it works inside of Discord, and it hooks up to D&D Beyond. So if you have a character on D&D Beyond, you can load it into this bot in Discord, and you can make all your roles and all that kind of cool stuff within Discord. It's awesome, and it works really, really well. It's like, yeah, it just makes it nice. You use it? Awesome. Hey, I know that bot. Yeah, it's really cool. So if you're stuck at home and you're a D&D player or you know, role player, that's a good thing to look into. It's free. Super cool stuff. Okay, let's see. I think his head needs to be narrower. Maybe something like this. Okay. Let's get that nose in there. That nose is a key part to this guy. I'll resist singing. Since you guys can't hear it, I'm not gonna. All right. So one thing with this is, since what I work, or my full-time gig is my course and doing my student stuff. I've been working from home for almost 3 years now, so this is like my normal. You know, everybody's freaking out, and I'm just like, what? It's just my kids are doing online school, so it's kind of the normal anyway. So I usually don't put nostrils in, but for this guy, since they're so prominent, I want to see what I can do as far as like integrating them into the side of his nose. Hey, what's up, UKV? Okay. Do you have any good tutorials to learn 3D coat? I just picked it up and looking for an intro to retopology. Night Shadow, I do inside my course. So that's the one thing about my course is it's all in that one giant thing. So but yes, I have a whole section on retopologizing and doing UVs in there. So yeah, not sure. I once again, I don't like to talk about other software because this is Pixologic's ZBrush streaming channel. So, yeah, it does look like small things. So, yeah, I'll just end that convo there. But it's a good question. I'll have to add Scruffy to the link of concept artists. Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's great. Okay, up like this. I'll pull his eye cavities in. One thing about Scruffy Shenanigans is he likes to draw nipples on things in a really hilarious way. So if you go check out his art, Scruffy, it's at Scruffy Shenanigans. I think Neil's been putting links up there. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it, as always. Okay. With his mouth and his chin and all that stuff going on. Hey, what's up? The Jet Show live. How's it going? Okay. I'm just gonna pull his mouth kind of inward. Is this the jet show light? Is this jet? The jet I know. Okay, looking like a clown for a minute. Jet from Fallout. Jet from Avatar. No, Jet from LA. All right. I'm just gonna start pulling these jowls out a little bit. Okay, so let's take this, subdivide it even more. Always imitated, never duplicated. I have a question about getting internship at a company as a 3D character artist. It's my dream job. What would a portfolio look like? Because I have tried looking around, couldn't find much. That's a really broad question, but the answer is you have to put yourself in the eyes of the company that you're trying to get an internship with. Okay, so typically the company that you're going to look at is going to have a game that they're working on or something where you're going to be an intern. Okay, so whatever they're working on, and they need people to help them finish whatever they're working on. Okay, so essentially what a portfolio provides is you're basically saying, hey, you're working on this project, I can help you, and here is my proof. That's a portfolio right there in a nutshell. Here's my proof. This is how I can help you. So whatever you think you should put in that portfolio to show them that you can do the work that they need you to do, that's what you need to put into your portfolio. Okay, so for example, if let's say you're trying to get an internship or a job at say, I don't know, Blizzard on the Overwatch team. Okay, just for something easy because everybody knows it. You essentially need to show them that you can do characters to the caliber that they expect you to build them in, and show them that you can do that. So you would put characters in there that closely or semi-closely resemble the quality of work that they would expect. So as an intern, you're not quite to that level. So what you should do is just do your best at showing them that you have a great interest in doing that, and here is how good you are right now. Okay, so that's what you would put in your portfolio, right there. So yeah, don't put so try, that's another good piece of advice, Big Bad, is you don't want to water down your portfolio. You want to be very focused. So if you're going for a, like say you're trying to get an internship at Blizzard, you don't want to put a whole bunch of realistic characters in there. You don't want a whole bunch of props or buildings or animations or anything that they're obviously not going to care about. Don't put that in there. Just put in a character, 2 characters, 3 characters. The amount of characters doesn't matter. The quality of characters does. Okay, so just 2 or 3 super high quality characters that show them that you can do what they need you to do. That's it. So anyway, there you go. Limba, that's typical with Riot. Riot is specific to that. A lot of game companies don't care if you've played their games or not. But some of them really care, and Riot's one of those companies. So, okay, back to this. Oh, sorry, a little bit of advice. No, it's good. It's a good question. Okay. Neil, yeah. I gotta keep this channel kid friendly, right? Okay, so I'm just going to merge this together. Okay. Okay. No, I don't want to keep the poly groups, and I'm going to tessellate this. I'm having a hard time not singing. Okay. This, you know, tessemating is almost like real-time dynameshing in a way. I really like it. And you can find tessemate underneath the geometry menu. Tessemate. It does add a few more triangles to it, but I like it. Oh. I think the explanation of that question was, are you interested in liking what we're doing? Yeah, yeah. Hey, Oscar. How are you going to tackle that one, especially in the gyre? Yeah, yeah. This I actually picked this because of the kind of challenge that it presents, right? Okay. Let's see. Let's get a little more density here. That's a good question, Carlos. Yeah, I have no idea, and I'm sure it's going to be up to each individual company as far as how they treat things, you know. Okay. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try that new plugin. That PolyJunkies plugin. Let's try it. Save this. Okay. Tessellate this even more, just a little bit. We're going to draw some black lines on him. Okay. So I'm going to fill this with white first, then change to black, and draw some loops where I want my lines to be. This I'm still experimenting with this plugin, but so far I really like it. Let's see, I gotta pack 2 different lines in this area, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Maybe like that. Okay. Did it, David? Yeah, that's same. There we go. Okay. Oops. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, it's like $7, and it'll change your life. Well, it could if you use this workflow. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm drawing my loops that I want. And you make sure that you close them off. It's a big deal to close them off. If you leave them open, it's not going to work. So basically, I'm drawing Z Remesher guides. I'll draw one across here just to keep it flat. How come the thumbnail is always the finished model but not the stream? So that's my my last week's model. So it's like the advertisement of come watch my stream, essentially what that is. So we can't use a finished, this week's finished character because I haven't made it yet. So this week's character will be next week's thumbnail, if that makes sense. How good does it do at following the lines? Like perfect, because basically you're telling it to make polygroups with the new polygroup it plugin, and then you're telling EZ Remesher to follow the loops. So it just follows them directly. With the EZ Remesher guides, like I'm talking about these EZ Remesher guides down here, these are more of a, like the pirates say, it's more of a guide, you know, like it doesn't follow them perfectly. It just kind of sort of follows them, and it doesn't do the best job at it. Okay, so I'm gonna make these jowls go back around the back of the head, kind of like they do here in his neck, like this. And I kind of stick to a specific circle pattern when I do these lines, but for this guy, I'm doing it a little differently. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna connect this right here and across the top of his head. Okay, see how it makes these dots right here? If I draw too fast, you'll want to go over those again. You don't want it to leak, or the polygroup, it won't work. And I have Sculptress Pro on, which means it's making these lines very, very dense with triangles. Okay, that's how you get some clean-ish lines. Okay, I'm hoping this is gonna work. One more thing I want to draw is this line here. Holy cow, they are blasting right next door, and I can feel it, and it makes me uneasy. Okay. No worries, Jim. It's a good question. I'm just going to follow that line through and just cut this ear in half just to make sure. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Why is it important to polygroup it instead of sculpting it out? This is just the workflow that I like to use. And the reason I like to use it is because, in my opinion, the cleanest mesh you can get is a low resolution subdivided mesh. So I want to keep my resolution low. And how I get that is by EZ Remeshing it. If I work in Sculptress Pro or if I work with Dynamesh, my mesh groups are very, very high. My polygroup count is very high, and it's easy to create what I call warbles, which is a messy surface. So I like to keep my surface low poly count, and this is a way to control the direction, so I hopefully don't run out of geometry while I'm doing this. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna do one more loop around the neck and we'll be good. And this is by no means an animation mesh. It's not going to be meant for animating or deforming or anything like that. It's just for sculpting. Okay, so now that I got this, and I got my loops around my eyes and loops around my mouth, and kind of, I don't know what it's going to do. It's probably going to make a mess. I'm guessing it's going to mess this one up right here, but we'll see. It may just surprise us. Okay. So yeah, so now that we have this, let's duplicate it and hide the original, and then we're going to use this new plugin by PolyJunkie called EZ Remesh right here. Okay, and you can see this first button is called Polygroup It from Paint. So I'm going to click on that guy, and basically what it does is it takes your mesh off into Magic Land, and because it's an external plugin that Pixologic made that will pull it out there, it'll do its thing, and basically, see, it looks like it hasn't done anything, but if I turn on my poly loops, you can see that now it's every area has its own polygroup, okay? But there's some that are similar, so you can see that it didn't do a really nice job. So the nose is white and this little stripe is white. And how you can tell if it worked is by hiding them, because maybe they're different colors of white. No, they're not. Okay, how about the head? Nope. So basically what that means is I didn't close the loops good enough. So I'm gonna have to go through here and close these up better, okay? And on this nose, I gotta close it up better. But I'm wondering if this is okay with this nose when I don't know. Okay. So I'm gonna rewind that and redraw some of these lines to make sure that it gets closed. Okay. I think that was where it was leaking. I don't know where this one is leaking, because it looks pretty, oh, right there. See that? Right there? On the mirrored side. Like take a bucket or take a, yeah, just plug up the holes. I kind of want to draw one more right here. Just to see. I like to experiment with what it's going to do. So let's see if it, the best Z Remesh mesh is a circle or a panel. Okay, those are the two things you want. Where this is going to cause problems is like right here, because it's just a weird shape. It's not a panel and it's not a circle. So this is where problems are going to come. Yeah, Tenchi, it's like $7. So it's like worth every dollar and then some. Okay, so I'm going to try polygroup it again. The magic with this plugin is in the clean mesh. What's the difference between the plugin and standard polygroup it? Speed. It speeds you up, and it does some things behind the scenes that I have no idea what's actually happening. So, okay, I've got to check to see. Yep, okay, that's its own polygroup, but it's too similar, so I'm going to make it a different color. Okay, so now we're just going to try to Z Remesh it. Okay, but first I'm going to mirror and weld. So then the polygroup colors are the same on both sides. Oh, $5.08. But that's, yeah, okay. So I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, and now we can Z Remesh it. And you can see these resolutions up here. We have 2, 5, 10, 20. It's better to go higher in the beginning and then half it afterwards. So I'm going to hit 10,000. And then I'm going to, if you hover over here, you can see it says two different things. It says you can either run EZ Remesh without tessellation, or if you hold down Alt, you can run it with tessellation. In my opinion, or in my experimentation with this plugin, it's better to hold down Alt, especially on a tessemated model like I already have. It's going to tessemate it again. It takes a little bit longer, but the result is better. It'll take a while. So now you can see it going through right here. What plugin? It's right here. EZ Remesh by Polyjunky. And he has a tutorial on exactly how to use it on YouTube. It's with a dog head. So I suggest watching that plugin. Really cool. So Polyjunky, if you're watching, thank you so much for making this plugin. It's really cool. Mask Lasso is not working on symmetry even after I activated it. Try restarting ZBrush. Sometimes things will just stop working, and the best way to fix it is just to restart it and see if it works after that. Okay, so here is my first result, which is actually pretty good, looking pretty good. I'm going to change this back to white so we can see it better. Okay, so it looks like the only real problem is like right here, but not bad at all. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, yeah, I kept it. I'm just going to change that so it's a little different. Okay, so now this is what we can do is we can hit this clean mesh button, okay? And basically that runs, I don't know exactly what it runs, but I think it runs a polish by features, and it puts creases around all of the poly groups. Okay, so then if I hit half it, it's essentially going to take it from 10,000 to 5,000. And we're going to try that. Sometimes it works better and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, so it added a problem right here, which isn't good. I'm actually kind of happy with what it gave me to begin with. So I think I'm going to stick with this and just, this is a good density for me to work with. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But I am going to clear off the seam, the creases. So now the creases are gone, and now I can continue working like I would normally. Okay, but there's some other things that we can use here. I might use this masket for the eyebrows or something like that just to demo it for you guys. But yeah, it's pretty good. Slice it. That's doing the same thing, but if you have like a full body with a whole bunch of slices at the joints, like at the wrist, at the elbow, at the shoulders, etc., it kind of takes those into consideration more. I don't know how or why or what it's doing, but it tends to work pretty good. Okay, so now we can hide this, and this is what we're left with. We can turn on dynamic subdivisions to make it smoother, and we can hide this shelf, and then go through and just kind of just smooth out. Oh, looks like I have holes left here. So that is a bit of a problem right there. Okay, see that weirdness? Okay, let's zoom in here and fix this mess. Okay, just whoops, not with Sculptress Pro. Turn that off and just smooth this out. And I can do close holes right here, which will fill them in. See that? So let's see. So I'm trying to decide if I want to rework this mesh just for this problem here or not. But basically what you can do is put this into the same group as the yellow, like that, and then same with this, put it in the same group, and now it's kind of fixed. Okay, there we go. Do I have a beginner playlist since ZBrush is now 30-day full featured? Like I don't have one for free. I have one as part of my course. Oops, I smoothed on his nose with it. Okay. I'm gonna run EZ Remesh one more time, just now that this is see what it does here. Okay. Not bad, not bad. So it cleaned this up and it cleaned the nose up, and I think we're better off now. It does have some weirdness right here, but I'm thinking I don't care. I think they just increased the trial to 30 days. I'm not sure. I don't work for Pixologic. I just volunteer to stream on here. Okay. Okay, let's go back to smoothing this out. So anywhere there was a seam, it tends to kind of bubble it up a little bit when you EZ Remesh it, so you have to go back and smooth it out. It's not a subscription, it's a trial. They do have a subscription, but the base trial is for more days. Okay. Let's go close this now. Okay. And honestly, if you're serious at all with sculpting, yeah, ZBrush is worth every penny. How are you zooming in and out? You have pointer on the model, so I'm curious. That's a good question. Actually, it's really good. So basically, I'm using a pen, and then I set my forwardmost button to right click. So this first button is right click, and what that allows me to do is hover over the model, and then I can do right click without touching the model. I'm not pushing my pen down onto the surface. I'm hovering above the surface about, just barely above it. So that way I can rotate, and if I hold down Control and then I right click, I can zoom in and out without the need to go over to these gutters if I'm zoomed in too far. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, yep, that's how I do it. Yeah, I used to be, zooming in the old way where you just click on the surface, and you can't do that when you can't click on the model and rotate or zoom that way. So Paul Gabry calls it the right click army. So because Paul swears by the right click navigation, and I can't remember who is against it. I can't remember if it's Joseph or I can't remember who's like, no, don't do that, do it the old way. So for me, it's like, it's no brainer. Oops. I'm trying to blur this and pull it in. There we go. I'm just gonna slowly close his mouth up. And he's got gummies, like, he doesn't have lips, so I'm gonna be building these a little bit differently than I do normally. And I am going to put him in his expression. I'll be making him smile. He's pretty happy about walking around in his walker and doing his thing. And his chin is way too big. I realize this. The reason I picked this concept is because it makes me laugh. We're in some pretty trying times at the moment, and a little humor never hurt anybody. So that's pretty much why I chose this. I'm using the pinch brush now. And the reason I'm showing my poly groups is because I want to utilize them as much as possible. Not make them stretch too much. Okay, I've thought of myself too. I don't like subbing. Yeah. I mean, the alternative is just, I know it's easier said than done. It took me a while to actually purchase my first copy of ZBrush, but I did, save up for a little bit and then make the plunge when you can afford it. Hey, what's Arts? I'm doing great, thanks. One more question. Right mouse button works for rotating, but Control doesn't do anything. Should I enable something somewhere? So it should, but the problem is that you're having is with the mouse, you're not hovering. That's the same as directly clicking or touching your pen on the surface of the tablet. So the key is to hover with your pen, okay? So that's the difference. Hovering is the difference. So right-click mouse is not going to work, but if you right-click Control off of your model, it will work. But if you do it on the model, I guess it is working. Huh. Yeah, it is working. I don't know why it wouldn't work for you. But yeah, that is working, and I'm not hovering. So I lied. I apologize. It works. But if it's not working for you, I don't know why. The thing is, I typically just stick with what I know, and I don't really try too many other things when it comes to this stuff. So I haven't experimented with other navigation, and I hardly ever use the mouse. Yeah, you can get stuck in this. I'm trying to remember this show. Oh, I think it's One Crazy Summer. You guys ever seen One Crazy Summer with Bobcat Goldthwait? It's an old 80s movie. And these two girls, they're like pulling faces, and somebody comes slaps them on the back, and then they move their hands and they're stuck that way. Is it One Crazy Summer? I'm trying to remember. Right. I think that had Demi Moore in it too. Is it Demi Moore? And then it works. First, I have to press Control and then right click. Ah, okay, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Hey, what's up, Chris? Oh, thank you so much. All right, we're gonna. I apologize if I laugh while I'm modeling this guy. He's great. Make his neck go all the way up to under here. Yeah, and there another secret is if you have my user interface, my brushes, I set my hotkey to number 2, right? So number 2, and it'll pull up this menu that I made. And then another one, or the other part to that is I set my back button to number 2 on the keyboard. So that's my hotkey. It's not working right now because I reset my machine recently, but typically what I do is I set that up to number 2. So when I click, it'll pop up anywhere underneath my pen as I click it. It's super nice, very convenient, very fast. So it was One Crazy Summer, Neil. Okay, awesome. Do you remember that movie? Okay, I need to extend. I need to watch that again with my kids. I love when they toss a cigar in Bobcat Goldthwait's Godzilla costume. He's all smoking and stomping on the city. Good stuff. Do what one more time? Sorry. What was what called? This? I'm just using my detail brush, which is essentially the Damien standard brush, if that's what you're asking about. Oh, the menu? What? Yeah, which part? The flyout menu? Oh, so if you go, there's an actual video called, if you do Ask ZBrush custom menu, there's a video that Joseph made that teaches you exactly how to build a menu. And this is my menu. I made it for my students at the 3D Character Workshop and myself. I use this. This is what I used. This is derived from a menu that I made for myself when I was working for Disney Interactive. And I've kept it ever since, and I've updated it recently with some newer stuff. But it has everything that I access often. So you can essentially just build up a menu as you go while you're working if you're finding yourself accessing the same things over and over and over again. You can even make yourself a menu full of brushes if you don't like to have your brushes down here along the bottom. The reason I have my brushes down here along the bottom is because I'm right-handed. My elbow pivots from my right side of my my Wacom tablet. So I put all of my most used information on the right-hand side up here, and then my arm pivots down here to the brushes down here. I don't use this stuff over here very much. That is more informational stuff. So that's why I just kind of leave it and keep it over there. So that's kind of why my interface is the way it is. If you're left-handed, you may struggle with this a bit, and you could flip it if you want. You could put everything essentially just flipped. But this is my custom menu that I've made for my right-handedness. Okay, so I'm going to do some large moves now because his chin is not this wide. Just kind of pull this. Oh my gosh. This guy is hilarious. Animated cloud. No, that's my silhouette. So the way you get rid of the background of the silhouette is by making the background black if you want. This is, yeah, Carlos, Neil just barely put a link to in the chat. It's Scruffy Shenanigans. Dom Scruffy Murphy is who did this. Okay. Let's see. From Morocco, hello. Hello and welcome. All right. Well, I'm going to shape this first and then push it in. So there's some weird geometry happening on this guy, so hopefully I can do it without too much grief. What's up, Chris? Did you use mass to create the poly group, or was it with Z-spheres? If you watch this back, I used a new plugin called EZ Remesher that uses the new poly group it plugin. So basically you draw black lines on the surface of your object and that creates the poly loops. Hey, what's up, Lucky? Yeah, it's definitely been a 10 out of 10 for sure. Love it. Okay, that's weird. Why didn't it? Okay, this is showing you the. A lot of people ask me why I use extrude rather than Q-mesh, and this is the reason. See, I'm trying to push this in, and it keeps wanting to do this, and that's not what I want. So I'm gonna have to switch over to extrude, poly group all, poly, yeah, and then do it again. There we go. That's what I want. But I don't want to push it in that far. Just want to push it in a little bit. Oh, come on. Stop it. There we go. I guess it's not going to cooperate with me. Right. So basically what I want to do is pivot it from this location and rotate it in like this. So I just want it deep on this side and shallow over here. Thanks, Neil. There's a link for you, Chris. I just want to give another huge shout out to Neil for posting all these links and things. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's like my living bot. Why are you yelling? Is there opacity in ZBrush? I don't understand. Opacity for what? For color? For matte? For sculpting? Or for transparency? Is that what you're asking about? Like in a material? There is transparent materials, but they don't work like you think they would work. That's not what I want to do. I'm just trying to build up a cup back here. Let's try clay buildup. Oh. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let's see. So average time for a character, how long does it normally take you? It depends on the complexity of the character. So if I'm doing a full character for a game that's quite complex, it could take me weeks. If it's a simple character and I'm not going to make it into a game model, I can just a few hours, you know? Or if I'm just doing a bust like these, yeah, it'll just take me a few hours. But yeah, it just depends on the complexity. Sorry to ask again, no worries. I have a question about making cloth. Do you know how Disney made cloth for characters that look so realistic, like Frozen 2 or Onward? Yeah, that's called look dev. So look development. And my friend Tyler Bolliard did that for Disney Feature for a while. And essentially, you build the clothes almost exactly like you do for games, but the difference is how the texture treatment is and the cloth simulation is. So, you know, there's a lot of cloth simulation that goes into effect with particles and things like that in you know, after the model's done, and then just the texturing. So to make it look like the cloth, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Hey, what's up, Sean? Looks like a thought bubble. Totally. It's like, he's thinking about himself. He's like, I wonder what I look like from the side. For some subtools, is there, so there's this transparency here. Let's see. So if I show this ruler and I click on transparent, there's this. So you can see through them, or you can hide them. Is that kind of what you were looking for? It's this button called activate opacity right here. So hopefully that helps. Working on this really huge project, and it's taken me 5 days now. Yeah, 5 days isn't really too much for a character. Well, thanks, Michael. There you go. There's an answer for you, hopefully. Okay, let's get his ears tucked in. Hey, Mohsen? Okay, awesome. You are welcome. Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad. And it also depends on your skill level, how comfortable you are, how fast you are, that kind of stuff, you know? Like somebody who's been doing it for a while is going to be much quicker than someone who hasn't been. Just like anything. There's a way to make things transparent for BPR rendering. Your best bet, though, is to bring it out of ZBrush. I agree with you, Ian. Yes. So that's when it gets into materials. So if you're trying to get transparent materials, it's a little difficult to render transparency inside of ZBrush and get it to look how you would expect it to look. Okay. I want to pull these jowls in a little bit. Yeah, that happens to the best of us, Chris. You just kind of have to, that's where discipline and willpower come in, and deadlines. You just kind of one day have to go, okay, I got to be done with this and move on. Pesto I have. Okay, let's fix this. His earlobe is clear out here. Some things you don't notice until it's too late. No, it's never too late. Let's see. Everyone makes a mistake of thinking that speed is important when speed is the end result of accuracy. Yep, that's a good way to put it. Quality before quantity. And sometimes you'll bite yourself trying to do it too quickly, because then you'll have to go back and redo it anyway. So you might as well do it right the first time. Just take your time, do a good job. How'd you remove the background? So it's just under preferences, thumbnail, and see where it says background right here? If this color swatch is black and you click on that button, it will make the background black and make it disappear, and it'll make the silhouette white. Let's see. I've got a question about having an image reference on ZBrush viewport by importing the image on the spotlight. When I import one image, I'm not able to smooth my model. Yeah, that's because you have to turn off spotlight projection. So you'll find spotlight projection under, oh come on, it's under brush samples spotlight projection. So brush, where is it? Brush samples. Samples, sorry, brush, comma, samples, spotlight projection right here. So this is on by default. Just turn this off and your brushes will work again. Okay. Yeah, spotlight projection gets us all. Because the default functionality of Spotlight is to stamp color or stencils and things onto your model. It's not meant to be used as a reference. Making these a little pointier. Okay. I want to make his brows lower. And I'm gonna give him some eyeballs, but he doesn't really, his eyeballs are closed, so, but I'm gonna put some in just for reference. Too straight, no. Need it straight. Come on, Gizmo. Looks like a gremlin or something. Some kind of a goblin. Okay. These eyes will help me fix the eye socket around here. So let's do split. I'll put it in its own subtool. What do you think about blocking out characters with box type modeling before and then bring... there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little slower, in my opinion. So I came from traditional modeling. I used to like model in Maya, 3D Studio Max, you know, for the first 15 years of my career. And then, you know, ZBrush came along and wanted me to sculpt, and it's really hard to get past that. wanting to model stuff traditionally, but it's worth getting past that in the end, in my opinion, because it's just so much faster. Not having to worry about topology, not having to worry about building it up slowly and pushing points around. It's more artistic to sculpt. But, you know, the answer to that question is do whatever you feel is going to get you to the end result. Would you know why my standard brush is subtracting all the time instead of adding, no matter if I hold it? I wouldn't know the answer to that. Sorry. Check. So add and subtract are up here. So make sure it's on the one that you want it to be on, but they can't both be on subtract at the same time. Either it's subtracting, or if you, let's see, like if I'm on inflate. Yeah, just, I was expecting it to flip back over here, but just take a look at those buttons up there, but I don't really know why it would be doing that. Sorry. I've never had it happen. Okay. Push this in. Tyler Bolyard. So Bolyard. I believe he's at DreamWorks now. So I'm getting some super weird geometry here, so I might have to Sculptress Pro it. But we'll see. Might still function. Try and inflate them closed. Looks like he got punched in the eye. He's closer. Very close. I'm going to hide these eyes now. I don't need them anymore. It totally looks like some kind of a, I don't know, goblin or something. Yeah, I mean, I updated it, but it's the same. So you can essentially just use 2019 UI in 2020. Just put it in the right folders and it'll work. But I haven't added nothing new to the UI itself, as far as like from the updates and things. But just because there are some things in there that I use in the new updates, like the color management system and all that kind of stuff, but I don't access it enough to warrant putting it in my user interface. So it's the same. Yeah, Mr. Magoo, totally. Mr. Magoo. It'll be fun to get the eyebrows and the hat and all that on there. Okay. Build up. I'm actually going to use a cloth brush. Kind of just, if I can build this up right through here. What's the best way to flatten part of the model? Smooth, the alternate smooth. is my favorite way, which is if you start smoothing, like here, let's see if I can show you. If you start smoothing and then you let go of smooth, it's like a relax. So it will relax the polygons across the surface. And if you smooth it long enough, it'll eventually get flat. Or you can also use this polish brush right here, and it will make things flat as well. Like if you're looking to get it like flat. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, if you're looking to get something super flat, you can use this clip curve brush and just flatten it, like that. So there you go, all the ways. This geometry right through here has got a pole. It's giving me grief. It's making warbles through there. There we go. That's better. Thanks, Housemeat. Thank you very much. I don't know if I said your name properly or not, but thank you very much. Too sharp. So this jowl right here is being cheated in 2D. So the best thing I can do really for that is try and, you know, bring this jowl up and see what it looks like, but which I think it's still working okay. I'll move it into position, but yeah, so I'm not gonna like pull it out sideways all crazy weird. Okay. Let's adjust the back of his head a little more. Let's go to move. Yeah, Ian. You're welcome, Brian. Let's see. For someone more new to ZBrush and digital sculpting, would you recommend spending a lot of time with just one character or create many, meaning volume in the beginning, or maybe just working on features? I recommend blocking out as many characters as you possibly can until you're comfortable with it. I actually have my students going through that right now. I have them go through using Saturday morning cartoons, and they just go find a Saturday morning cartoon that is something that appeals to them, and then just try blocking it out with primitive shapes and just nailing the volumes, the measurements, the distances, relationships, all of that stuff before even trying to get into any details or focusing on any one thing. Just get your volumes right first. That's like step number one. How do you get the head in the top right hand corner? It comes with ZBrush 2020 and above. It's just there. Okay, so now that we got this guy, let's take a look at, okay, the distance. Now, okay, I just noticed something big that I need to change. The distance, so yeah, I'm talking about distances. The distance between the front of his ear and where his mouth is, and how high his smile is. Crank that a little bit. And then his eyes are just a little bit smaller than what I have. And closer together. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is mask it off. And scale it forward The one with the black lines that used to create polygroups. Wait, can someone please tell me the name of the plugin used in the? Oh, it's yeah, it's EZ Remesh right here, and I believe it's on both ArtStation and Gumroad. I'm not sure. I think so. This is getting a little squared off. Pull it back. This is not Luigi's character. This is Scruffy Shenanigans. If it's not, you're like, you're always sculpting Luigi. Who is this? Why are you here? Yes, I do sculpt a lot of Luigi's characters. It's true. Okay. I've got some weird, see this? It's caused me a tiny bit of grief. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Like I said earlier in the stream, it's really not much change for me because I work from home. With my online course is my full-time job, so I've in May it'll be 3 years since I launched the course. And my kids are already in online school, so not really that big of a change. Okay, but you know, not really much grocery shopping or anything like that either. So we've been having it delivered, which is nice. Oh, yeah, Michael, thank you very much. Yeah, that's what my background is across the top there. See all these little guys? I don't know if I can go full cam. No. Anyway. Can I use only Z Remesher for topology in a game model? No, unfortunately, it's best practice to retopologize it by hand. I get that question a lot. I wish, but unfortunately, no. Okay, I'm going to try this. So, Old Man 2. Let's see. Let's color him up a little bit. So I'm trying not to sing. The reason I have headphones on today is because I'm listening to music, but I'm not broadcasting. Okay, so this is crazy geometry. Hey, what's up, Chicken Hawk? Yep, holding it together, man. Oh. All right, this is driving me crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since the geometry is driving me crazy, I'm going to go duplicate this, apply the subdivisions, and see if I can work through this. I might have to do Sculptus Pro. Sometimes you just got to do it. That is weird. Oh, I must be showing a different subtool. Yep, okay. That's why. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thanks so much. Do you use Maya Quadra to retopologize? I have. I've used almost everything. And I've seen Topogun might be making a comeback. Used Topogun. Used 3D Studio Max. All sorts of programs. Yeah, I like Maya's Quadra quite a bit. Okay, let's see here. I've heard they're working on it. So like a new one, like a 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, and for me, I was gonna put it out there. I was never a huge fan of retopologizing in Topogun. I used it a lot for baking maps because it had a really sweet, buttery ambient occlusion map maker. And it was nice, and it mimicked the way Maya baked maps, but in about an eighth of the time. Put some lumpies on here. But now I bake my maps in Marmoset, typically. Yeah. Okay. Little lumpy business. Yeah, Topogun. So I run into some, like, hopefully they'll fix it in 3, but I ran into some mirroring issues in previous versions of Topogun. So, and when I'm doing appendages, like arms and stuff, I want to be able to slice through the joints and slice through without having to draw a line all the way around. And Topogun had that feature, or has that feature, whatever you want to say, but it's screen space instead of object space, so it just doesn't work very well. That's another, not to complain about it. I like the way Topogun looks, like the render. As you're retopologizing, it's pretty nice. I want to kind of smooth this out with Sculptress Pro. This is like dynamic topology. Well, it is dynamic topology. And you don't want to have a dynamic subdivisions on this because it just doesn't work very well. So you don't want to do that. How do you use ZBrush to retop? There's two different ways. There's the topology brush. That's the way I typically do it. I'm about to use it here to do the eyebrows with. And then the other way is, yeah, use a Z-sphere and do topology that way. That's like the older way to do it, but it's more powerful. Like, yeah. Yep, there you go. So yeah, you append a Z-sphere, and then you just go to topology, edit topology, and then you can just draw your topology dot by dot by dot by dot, which is very reminiscent of the way other programs do it. Get rid of that pole. It was bugging me so much. Okay. Big moves again. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. There's still some warbles in here that are driving me crazy. So essentially I would retopologize this face, and it would then subdivide it, and it would clean up all those little warblies. Hey, how's it going? Let's see. Yeah, 3D art, you have to apply it first with the button on the side. Yeah, I can't really talk about it too much since we're on the Pixologic stream channel, so I try to avoid talking about other programs, but really quickly, that's where it is. Okay, let's get some, like, his glasses and all that kind of stuff on there. We got 30 minutes, so let's see how far we can get with this. Hey, what's up, Popper Sean? This is a Scruffy Shenanigans design. I've been wanting to model one of his designs for a long, long time, and he just recently posted this guy, and I'm like, all right, let's model him up. Fun. Okay. Yeah, his other stuff's great. Okay, so I want to experiment a little bit and try this this mask it function as part of this EZ Remesh plugin. And basically what it does is, if you make a mask, I'm going to try and make a mask out of these eyebrows here. We'll see how well this does. I'm not expecting it to do a super great job. It's more for hard surface stuff, but we'll try it. Okay. Okay, so essentially, if you hover over this, it'll say Alt-click to run masking and remesh with extraction. So that's what I want. Try it. So bada boom, bada bang, there you go. And this is what we're left with. So now what we can do is hit clean mesh, which will kind of clean it up, hit half. It'll just keep having it. See, it's not as clean as I would like it to be, but it's pretty cool. Keep having it. Whoa, too much. Too much. Okay, so that'll work. That'll work. So I'm just going to get rid of the crease, and then we'll smooth it out on a very low smooth setting with, I don't want to Sculptress Pro it, just kind of smooth it down. Looks like we have some issues with some rogue faces here. So see this weird face. Let's hide it, delete it, then hit close holes, and that should fix it. There we go. So that was a fairly quick way to make some eyebrows. And then what we can do is add some subdivision surface to it. Let's see. The thing about that though is you have no control over the thickness, the original thickness. You have to come back after the fact and kind of edit the thickness. There's no button that says, I want to make it this thick. And I want these rather close, if not touching. Come out a little bit. There we go. We can turn on dynamic. Actually, I'm going to make, I want the subdivision levels active so I can carve into it a little bit, because I want to see how it's like carved into. So let's finish off that shape and get it nicer looking. And we can carve into it. Okay. So apply, maybe add one more level of subdivision and grab this color, fill it. Push it into his head. Okay, so I can just grab the detail brush and just kind of run it down here. I'm not using Dynamesh. It's partial Sculptress Pro. There we go. That's good. How can you invert a mask? You hold down Control and tap on the background. That will invert the mask. So if I have a mask, well, sorry, grab this. So if I have a mask, just Control tap, and it'll do that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna lower those. A little bit. Okay. I kind of want to make them touch. Yeah, right? It's hilarious. Love it. Love it. Love it. Whoops. Didn't want me to do that. Yeah, Scruffy Shenanigans, he's got some really, really great concepts. I'm surprised I haven't modeled one of his before. Oh, come on. Stop it. Okay, and I want to give him a reduced forehead. Reduce your forehead. Just make it slope faster. That's what I want to do. We'll get that hat on there. And the little fur behind his ears. So I think I'm going to block that fur in right now. And then I really want to accentuate that kind of that underbite no chin thing happening. Too strong. I'm going to turn off symmetry for a second and just do a couple of these lines. Too funny. Let's grab, let's try this color. Oops, let's turn on symmetry. Give him this 5 o'clock shadow on his face here. There we go. This getting glasses on him will really help too, I think. Okay, save this. Let's see. Okay. Kind of reminds me of the guy from Jerry's game from Pixar. You'll probably recognize him from Toy Story 2. He's the fixer guy. Same model. Let's split this off. Yep. Fixes Woody and plays chess with himself. Okay, I'm gonna pull this. I just want to shape his hair in the back just a little bit more than just ears. Maybe something like that. Yep, his name is Jerry. Jerry's game, Jerry. Okay, let's give him some of these glasses now. Good block in for the yeah, it'll be fun putting these wrinkles in his neck too. It'll be crazy. All right, for the glasses, we'll just start with cylinder. Get him the right size. Done. Okay. He looks evil, like evil glasses. Because his eyebrows are cutting into the shape of them. I'll have to adjust that. And we'll squish them together here in a minute. All right, so how do we make these? Whoops, looks like they're on the same subtool as the hair. And we can go group by normals, which is going to put everything in its own group, and then mirror and weld. And then I'm going to get rid of these. Delete hidden. So then we're just left with the rings. These two rings. Possibly, Jim. Yeah, I'll keep editing until he's done. But okay, let's see. Extrude, polygroup. Oh, we'll just let's bring him out. Okay. Maybe a little thicker than that. Have them cross in the middle. Okay, and then extrude single poly. And just mask this one off and bring it back here. Okay, and then this is too thick, so I'm gonna scale it down a little bit. Kind of looks like is it Milt Kahl from Disney that wore those round glasses? Right. Are you guys still talking about Jerry's game, where he's playing with himself? Now, one thing you'll notice with Jerry's game that they've done with it, if you ever watch it again, the color of the trees behind the other, like the good and evil Jerry's, they change from red to yellow. So the trees behind evil Jerry are red to kind of simulate or symbolize that he's evil, or he's not evil, but you know, cheater or whatever you want to call it. Okay, come on. Let's go. Lasso. I want. Okay, so the reason this is happening is because I need to put more creases in here. So this needs creased. Let's crease edge right there. This bottom one and these back ones. So this one, this one. Now that's better. Probably on all sides too. So it stays square instead of losing its squareness. There we go. Okay. And we can fill it in with this dark color. And yes, it's obviously clipping with his nose now, so let's fix that. Okay, his glasses are too big. Okay, I just turned off symmetry to go to unmasked center. I want to scale them from right here. sure I'm on the glasses. Do that again. Okay. That's better. Garrus game. I think it's Jerry's, so Geri, I believe. Okay. Let's do, I want to do those little, see those little 2 hidden wrinkles on his forehead? I'm going to try the cloth brush with those. Because the cloth brush essentially does either a valley like this or a peak like this. Which is good for cloth wrinkles, right? Or forehead wrinkles. Here, let's solo it so we can get him in there. Oops. That's not what I want to do. I think I'm going to use a standard brush. Hardly ever use a standard brush. But for this case, it seems to be just what I needed. The hardest thing is when you have something like this going across the center to not do a double buildup. You just kind of have to go do it and then smooth it out and do it again, smooth it out, because it just happens. It's hard to not hit it twice with that overlap. Extend this past the glasses here. Have you modeled in an anime style? A little bit, not too much. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I just haven't done it too much. This ear a little bit more. Wish I could let you guys listen to what I'm listening to. Copyright violation. How often do I practice real anatomy sculpting? All the time, as much as I can. It helps. Every time I make a new character, I mean, this guy has anatomy, but do I specifically do anatomy sculpts? Not too often. What I want to do with his copyright and strike free beats. The thing is, NLT, I've tried to play music on my stream in the past, and people just get angry about it. So I just say, if you want to listen to music, you can just have your own music playing in the background. That's usually what people do. then there's like, yeah, it's up to you what you want to listen to. And you can be listening to death metal. Just cleaning this stuff up. I know how much you guys like death metal. What do we got here? 153. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to hey, by one of your neighbors. Who's that? Okay, I'm gonna try and do a, see how, if I can make a fast hat. Mass points. Harris Heller? I don't know that I've, are they from Utah? Harris, is he, they, whatever? Provo, really? Right on. I'll have to check it out. I guess I could tell you what I'm listening to if you want to hear it. Ghost in You by BT, which is from an 80s Psychedelic Furs. They first sang it, Ghost in You. BT's doing his own version, so I like it a lot. All right. You can listen to what I listen to if you want to. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to do, scale it down first, and then extrude the edge out. Let's see, group by normals. Extrude, polygroup all. Whoa, come on. There we go. Imagine Dragons is from my neck of the woods too. Rodeska, that's exactly what we were just talking about. Jerry's game. Yeah, very similar to that guy. No worries. It's all good, and you're right. Okay. Okay, sorry I'm quiet for a minute. I'm just concentrating. See if I can get through this. Maybe. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Nice. Not going to disagree. There you go. Done. So I had to undo those creases to get the shape. I need to put some back. Maybe this one. Oh. There we go. ZBrush for Dummies, I teach it. Not that you're a dummy, but I have some beginner stuff in my my course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. Like I was telling these guys earlier, it's it'll be 3 years. I launched it 2.5 years ago. It'll be 3 years in May since it's been open, and that's what I do full time for a living now. And I'll tell you a secret. I'm running a promotion right now for 10% off. I know 10% is not that much, but considering I'm still contemplating raising the price, but if you enter the coupon BESAFE, BESAFE, you'll get 10% off. Copper Sean. Thanks, Neil. And if you just want to get these brushes and this user interface, those have always been free on my website. If you want to go over to 3D Character Workshop, get the brushes. But that BeSafe code works for both the one pay and the multi-pay. So I have a 2-month and a 1 single pay. You got an XP pen tablet, awesome. First step. Yeah, I got you, Reniska. I got you. Yep. All right. So I did build this hat fairly in the amount of time. I just need to put a brim on there. So I'm just going to use this loop I created. Duplicate this hat and delete everything that's not the band. Delete, and then extrude it. Whoop. Halo. Brown halo. That's horrible. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Havad. Okay, sweet. I'm fairly happy with how this guy turned out. I still want to put these couple hairs in there and some more wrinkles and these age spots and things. It'd be fun. But I think another successful stream. Thanks you guys for joining me today. And just like the coupon says, please be safe out there. Stay inside. Don't share with your friends and don't let them share with you. So I also need to get some lenses in his glasses. That'll make him look a lot closer. And adjust his chin, things like that, a little bit better. So anyway, almost there. Let me put it in perspective and turn down the focal length, maybe to 50. Yeah. Like I said, there's a handful of stuff I still want to mess with, but hey, not too bad. All right. So, yep, you're welcome. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. You guys are awesome. I know there's a ton of other things you could be doing, but you're spending your time with me, so I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, be safe, stay safe. Please stay in your houses, and don't get sick. Hopefully, and use this time to train. If not with me, with other people. Oh, excuse me. As I cough. No, but it's just because my throat's dry. But use this time to train and get better at whatever that you've been putting off for a long time. Like even if it's guitar or something like that you've been wanting to learn, you know, use this time as when you're home and quarantined. And yeah, it's a good time. I've been training up some stuff myself, and spend some time with your family and not friends, but you know, just keep it small. So anyway, guys, yeah, I will be streaming next Monday, same time. So I will see you all next Monday at 1, I think it's 11 a.m. Pacific time is when I go live. So all right, take care, have a good one, and we'll see you later. Cheers.